Hello, everyone. So, 6-month weight loss update. This wasn't a good month. I did not have a good month. There were a few reasons for it, but, with something like this, you shouldn't make too many excuses, but I'll just say right up front. This was by far my worst month of the 6 so far. And I want to show off the scale first. So, first month was this, 255, as we all know. Then I got down to 192. I still couldn't believe I hit that. And unfortunately, I'm back up to 205. And before I talk about it, I want to just show some more images. Remember, that's when we first started on October 1st. This was last month, so March 3rd or March 4th. Just really good progress. And this is the one from, well, like half an hour ago. Now, if you go back and forth, it's not super noticeable. It's kind of like if I was going from this to this, I think there'd be like a noticeable difference, but no, I'm a little less defined in the stomach. The bottom of the stomach, I think, is the biggest giveaway. It was just, again, my lighting is weird. I know that, but yeah. If we look from the side, there's where I started, where I was, and then this one. Again, if you notice, it has nothing to do with the aspect ratio of the image or something. Again, I'm just being upfront and personal. I didn't have a very good month. I'm a little more puffy in the midsection and all that. And then, where are we? Here we are. Now, the main reason I didn't have a good month, well, part of it was a very, very small part of it was a little bit of burnout. 5 consecutive months of just being obsessed with this. Eventually I hit a little bit of a wall. To be totally honest, when I hit 192, I was actually very satisfied with my with what I had accomplished. And to the point, I think it affected my work ethic a little bit afterwards. It's like, oh, nothing can stop us. 180, 170, there's nothing can stop us. Internally, I felt like the 192 was enough. But what does that mean when like I've had enough? What happens then? And this is something I'd kind of been talking about. When do we transition from just being obsessive about this and working out and dieting at a frequency that isn't maintainable long term? That's something I always wondered what would happen, and it kind of sort of got my answer this month. I crashed and burned pretty much. I didn't do, not that I didn't do any, it's not like I didn't do anything. I just did not do nearly as much as what I was doing. I still lifted, I still did cardio. My diet, of the 3 things, lifting, cardio, and dieting was my worst. I regressed almost 100% back into old habits with regards to the dieting. And the main reason for that, 100%, it wasn't all burnout, it was stress. There's some things going on with my work that I've been just kind of stressing about. Main thing being, like, I wanted certain things done by the time the PC port of Remake came out. Because I have this here. Hold on. Here we go. So this was 4 weeks ago. We did the 5-month update. And then I make a couple more videos after that, rip runs, clips of the month. And then, we just kept working. New record. I got caught up on my episode reviews that I slacked on completely. Sorry about that. That was part of the stress. I knew I was behind on these videos, so one night I just grinded them all out. They kind of became not so fun to make because I don't know. I feel like I'm not very good at it. I'm not a TV show or movie reviewer. I'm good at this, not this. Even if you guys liked them, I still didn't feel like I was very good at them. So just the fact that I had to make them, it kind of stressed me out. And then starting here, I had to make all of these super informative videos before the PC port came out. And I didn't have to, but I felt like an obligation to, spread the knowledge around because I knew a lot of people are going to run the PC version. I've been just, with PS5, I've just been talking about the glitches nonstop and why you shouldn't run it. But I figured PC would be a little bit better. And whether it was good or not, I knew people were going to run it, so I wanted all the information out there I made. Well, this is irrelevant to the PC version because we don't use speedrun mode to time our PC runs. I'll make another video about like the difference between PS5 and PC, but I made this video, made these videos, and this is where it started to get just like, I made these tutorials that I used to make for the original game, but I made them for this, and it just, I did not want to make these. Whenever I make these tutorials that are hours, there's over like, if we like include these videos as well as the entire tutorial, it's about 21 hours of footage, and I don't ever want to make them because they're not enjoyable. I do it more out of obligation and wanting to, just get the information out there as conveniently as possible. No secrets kept. Just proof, you can do what I do, But yeah, knowing I had to make these and everything, just, I'm in a much better headspace when all I have to focus on are the records. Even getting this record, my current record. What is it? It was stressful because the day I got this, I believe it was a Saturday. Yeah, the PC port came out on Tuesday. I had Saturday and Monday to get a new record. I wanted to get below a 246 before we moved on to the PC version. So I had sat on top of these tutorials. I wanted one more record, and I had 2 streams to get it. And I got it. But it was stressful, and I didn't think I would get it. And then I was way behind on my rip runs of the week. I just had a lot going on. And then on top of that, and I'll make another video about this as well, but I was streaming on another website, a new site called Kick. I just wanted to see what it was about, but I was stressing so much about it because I was also using another website called Restream so I could do YouTube and Kick at the same time to not piss so many people off. And there were just so many things on my mind. Things I didn't want to do, but were doing anyway. The stress I turned to food for comfort. I did. Now I was still lifting. I need to show you another screenshot here. So again, this was the 192. This was earlier today. This one was 10 days ago. If you put these side by side, you could almost argue, again, I know the coloring is different, but you could argue that this one was better. I got jacked. I put a lot of time into like upper body. You could argue this. I think I was like 3 or 4 pounds heavier. A lot of this weight gain was within the last like week and a half. But by March 24th, I was still good. I wish this is the update I could have shown you. I just got a lot stronger up top. More defined. I was still getting after it. Diet was suffering a little bit, but I was putting on a little more muscle. But if you look at these side by side, this is a 10 or 11 day difference. This is how you know it got pretty bad. This is like a 10 or 11 day difference. I just got all puffy. Now again, I'm not worried about any of this. When you're in a good routine, you stick with it, but when you're in a bad routine, you also stick with it, knowing you're in a bad routine. I knew what I was doing, but I don't know. The stress just kind of overwhelmed me a little bit. Even now, I still have some videos I need to make, and it's like I'm gonna start up again soon with the really good patterns. I want to get after it again, but. Yeah, I can't even say I'm disappointed in myself because I acknowledge I just didn't really handle the pressure very well. If anything, I'm just more happy that I got all those videos made. I let work take priority over taking care of myself. So that's why I know this is like a temporary thing. I know like 12 and a half pounds added on in a month doesn't sound very good, but to get to the 192, I was doing diet and exercise stuff that I wasn't really maintainable. I wanted to push below 200, and I did, but I've kind of come back to reality now. Next month, I want to get below 200 again, which I know I will. I'm fully confident that I will. You can tell in my voice. I'm not worried. Even if you're just looking at me now, I look fine. I mean, at least I don't look like this. You know? That, of course, can be a slippery slope. It's like, oh, at least I don't look like that anymore. I have some leeway. I don't want to look at it that way. Again, I crashed and burned. Maybe, again, partially because it was 5 straight months of nonstop work, but also it coincided with a lot of stress I was under. Again, trying out a new platform, all those videos I had to make. Those are really the big ones, but it's still, I didn't handle it well. And it's all me. It's all in my head. But yeah, I think those two things combined just led to a not so great month. I don't really want to go through another month where I have to deliver some bad news. But again, you saw it 10 or 11 days ago. I was fine. I was good. But yeah, I turned to food completely. But there's some things that I'm changing. Here, let's see. I bought some pieces of equipment for my home, not at the gym. This is the corner of my room. I got some workout stuff. This is like one of those ab roller things. This is something for forearms. There's another thing for forearms that's connected to a weight. But I bought a dip machine. And not just that, like you step up here and then your hands go there and you do dips. It's very cool. But also right here, that's good for push-ups because when you do push-ups on the ground, you what is it? You can't go down as far as you'd like. By going here, by gripping these and doing push-ups, you go down a lot further, which uses a lot more of your chest. So I've been doing some stuff at home, which feels really, really good. Again, for the last, I would say week and a half, I haven't done any upper body, but I was doing this quite a bit, which is why you saw like the image of me stronger than I am right now. And I also have one of these things where you can do pull-ups in your door frame. Now you see those videos on like America's Funniest Home Videos or something of these crashing down, but it's not going to. These are like pressing up against the sides of the door, and this is connected to the top. So I've used this for a long time. And yeah, when I was, what is it? When I was, just 10 or 11 days ago feeling really good, I was able to do 10 pull-ups and 15 dips on my own, which, isn't anything massive, but compared to where I started 6 months ago, that was a big thing. So if I had to do them now, I probably couldn't do as many. The big difference 10 or 11 days makes when you just completely just flip in the wrong direction, But again, I'm not worried. These videos have to get, the rest of these videos have to get made. And, right now I'm doing grounded permadeath, which doesn't sound not stressful, but, I'm okay when one project and work is the only thing I have to worry about. And I had other things in my mind, but I'm good now. Like I said, a couple more videos to make, but no, I'm good right now, and I'm really looking forward to getting after it. Even just today, I don't have a picture to show you because I didn't bring my phone, but I did a 43-minute bike ride. I went 12 and a half miles. It's a stationary bike, but 43-minute bike ride, 12 and a half miles. I burned 400 calories. So the main difference between starting out 6 months ago and ramping things up after a not so great stretch is it's a lot easier to get back into the good patterns. Again, I did a week and a half of not caring what I ate, eating to feel better and all that. Complete 100% regression like I was before 6 months ago. But I knew it wasn't going to last. I was relying on that just to give me just a little bit of peace of mind, something that just felt good, And yeah, I unlike like a year ago, I know I'm gonna recover from this setback and deliver some good news next month when I have a lot less stuff to think about. That's the main thing. I had a little too much on my plate, not food. and I just didn't handle it the best. But now, and even going forward, if there are some like pieces of work that I have to get done, I'm gonna make sure that I like get it done and don't procrastinate. It was the procrastination of it really that made me spiral. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna handle work-related stress going forward, just so this doesn't happen again. And yeah, definitely will look forward to a better 7-month update. And I feel like a lot of you were kind of preparing for this, like, the habits I was talking about and doing can't be maintained. But I always thought they could, and I didn't really know if I would ever go back to my old lifestyle. But it wasn't just natural that I went back to it. It was something that happened that forced me back into it, and that was just stress. A lot of stress. Even something as simple as a viewer asking me, like, when are you going back to part two? It's like, God, nothing I do is ever good enough. And it's just something, even just something like that piled on top of it. It just. So, yeah, my first real bad month since I started. But like I said, I don't want you guys to worry. I'm not worried. I'm going to get right back into it and really get after it again. And yeah, sorry to deliver some bad news, but I'll be fine. I will be perfectly fine. And I will unveil a scale that starts with a 1 a month from now. Promise. All right. Thanks for watching. Again, the reason I still make these videos is to hold myself accountable, which I'm definitely doing. This was a bad month. I don't want to have another bad month. And I'm not talking about like one or 2 days a week having my favorite foods. That wasn't this. I really regressed. I'm talking like the last 7 days in a row, I had pizza and pasta. It's like comfort food to get me through these projects I didn't want to do. And then once you're in these bad habits, again, like I mentioned, it's just easier to stick with what you've been doing instead of just whatever. Like I said, I did the gym today and I'm doing the gym again tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm already back in a good pattern. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks all of you for keeping me accountable, which is the most important thing. And I'll see you guys on Twitch and other YouTube videos. All right, see you guys. Bye.